Hello everybody, anachronistic ALLOS here, also known as Sketch M Creations, and today we'll be looking at some Portal 2. Now, I apologize for how long it's been since the last video. Real life things got in the way, but now we're back, with audio commentary even. What a spectacle. So, as far as the content I will be delivering on this channel, I'm going to showcase some BTS stuff for Portal 2, both in the main single-player campaign and my own custom maps, which will come first with the main campaign after, because the main campaign is 4 hours long on average. So, starting with my maps, we're going to look at some smaller ones first, and escalate from there a bit. I know this game is 8 years old now, and some of you may know its tricks, but still, for those who don't, I hope you'll find this a fascinating experience as we tour Aperture's multiverse together. So, that being said, let's get started with my very first map, Mad Test Room. Or, well, I say it is my first map, but it's not quite. I'll get to that later. Meanwhile, like in the ancient version of Minecraft, we spawn inside of a box. Hello, and welcome to the playground. Have fun. That game text ran out of screen space, because those have a really weird limit on how much screen space they can occupy. Nice little door here. So this map is basically a workshop of me figuring out how Hammer works. That's how sloppy it looks. Now, a lot of the time, you shouldn't post your first Hammer map to the workshop. Maybe field it with some friends, some more experienced mappers if you know any, but don't post it to the workshop. That's a bit of a no-no. Anyways, as I'm standing around this doorway, I'm just going to give a nice little tour of this entire place. This door is one example of something you'll see a decent amount of here. Things being moved by panels and things being moved by panels and panels in general. Excuse my stuttering. Panels are my favorite thing about Portal 2's branch of source. They're a cool mechanic. Here's a table with a portal gun and this radio, which is activated through a completely sensible manner. This button's not even attached to its associated pedestal. I sure did know how to button. Anyways, I just played Want You Gone, the credits song. I don't need to linger to let you hear that. Here's this little wall of wonders. In earlier versions of this map, you spawn out of this tube here, and that stack of cubes over there is your quote-unquote co-op partner. And speaking of co-op partners, Atlas and Peabody are here. Peabody is manning this button, which, if you press it, activates this pointless light fixture, and this other one next to Atlas turns it back off. Oh, excuse me. Also got these fragment turrets here, which were racing across the room while I was talking. Atlas must have been comforting this one, and is covering him since. Sorry. Atlas must have been rooting for this one, and it's covering him since he lost the race. Also, they're face planting to an invisible fizzler back here, which is only set to fizzle your portals. I always found it weird how they had the visibility settings default to being invisible, you know, for bottomless pits and such. But it is what it is. So that platform up there is just a jumping spot. Got this light bridge here for light bridge purposes. Sorry, I was checking something. And this faceplate, which behaves as you expect. Doesn't have a hole in the floor to accommodate it, though. You can break your neck against the catwalk railing if you like so. Ouch. Oh, let's see. Sorry, I'm just checking things to make sure this recording is going alright. So over there are some turrets and cubes, and behind them is my most preliminary panel assemblage. Also, keep that door right there in mind for a bit later. Is it magical? My first ever panel. The collision is set correctly, though. I didn't learn that until a bit later in the endeavor, so if I put this cube here, yeah, it doesn't really behave correctly. Anyways, here's some sequential panels, nice and timed. 1, 2, 3. See, right back. And back here in this little nook is another panel contraption, raising a whole large section of floor, like so. Isn't that fancy? There's just one panel underneath here, but ideally you'd use multiple panels just for such a thing in a proper map. So that's that right there, this little nook. Over here in the center of the room, we got this excursion funnel here. Also a pile of dead cores over there. Big aperture sign up there. Details. Then here's the rocket turret. Wheatley and Rick set to prop dynamics, testing animations. Can't pick him up as a result. Yeah, can't pick him up. This door here is all blocked up, and we could portal through, but you know, I think I'll take the scenic route. Then come over here. Here's our next destination, through this test chamber door I made before I knew how you're supposed to make them. Yeah, anyways, here's a laser room. Lasers for miles. Or well, however long this space is. Got our momentum pit. An overhead panel you can actually use for a momentum launch jump. Got this conspicuous little hole. Goes a portal in there, but I won't. And up here, here's my attempt at the cool little cube dispenser, made with, surprise, surprise, panels. That one's pretty cool, and I did end up using this as a mechanic again way later. More on that later. But this one back here, it works. Kind of works the first time, but after that, it's a bit finicky. Maybe with current knowledge it could have worked better. Anyways, I just take one of these and go back down. Yeah. Also, word of advice: if you make stairs like these in your map, always put a slow player clip or brush over it. You know, so your head doesn't bob up and down like a slinky while you're ascending or descending. So yeah, how rough a transition is. Why is that funnel so loud? So over here, got all these lasers empowering that node. Right, there's those panels. It's almost like a puzzle. So let's just take another cube down there. Whoops, did it wrong. Take another cube. Take another cube, and just block this laser with it. Place in the path. Also, a fun fact you didn't know: lasers in Portal 2 can't hurt you if you're airborne. So even your feet are slightly bit off the floor, no damage. Excuse it. I noticed the laser is set to super death mode. Have verified the info. And yes, for those of you who are unaware, that is a thing. These lasers have two damage settings internally: regular damage and insta-death. No clue what Valve intended with that second setting. Step here, press this button, and the other panel lifts up. Also over there, that was an attempt at making a pneumatic diversity vent. Doesn't quite work here, but I will show a working instance I made later. Anyways, just use a portal to shove this cube out of the way, and voila! We're up here now. And here we are, where the conspicuous little hole led. Isn't that just wizard? Got another node here, so let's do the obvious thing. Move that out of the way. Come back in here. Now use this cube. Shine this laser right through the hole. And doing that, opens this wall. Another panel construct. This one's even double-sided. As you'll see right here. Not fancy. I like doing that a lot back then. Just beyond that, another one. This one's made to look like a garage door. Anyways, walk through here, and we're in the other side of the grated doorway. It all connects. Sorry, just make sure the recording is going well. There's scenic route. Just head on down here, and we have a few more things to look at. So there's it right back here. There's this corridor, and also here's an active light bridge. More importantly, this corridor.
Did you ever stop to think that eventually there's a point where your name gets mentioned for the very last time? Well, here it is. I'm going to kill you, Chad. I honestly, truly didn't think you'd fall for that.
Yeah, that would just be just figuring out how to make Gladys talk. I've heard the Portal 2 dialogue so many times I may start mimicking it at points. Sorry if that eventually ends up annoying anyone. Okay, jump over the barrier. Over here, here's a little lounge, got our core friends, both in Prop Dynamic and NPC personality sphere form. And there's that vitrification door I said to keep in mind. There's the other side of it. You can't actually open it. I just thought it was a cool detail at the time. And next to the old cave here, we have fact machine buttons. That changed the music. Yeah, because more sense, like with that pedal store earlier. And here's a security feed that totally makes sense. Anyways, and here's an open vitrification door. Got some stairs that lead upwards. Also, I don't remember if anyone's found this, but in here, there's a little secret area. I made it short, so it's a bit hard to get in here. You can't place the portal directly in it. It's a bit awkward to get into, but if you do, shoot a portal. We got companion cube storage. Yay! All the love. But we're not here for them, so they will remain in this oddly placed storage closet. So that's about it for this map. There's one last thing to see. The exit. Opening abandoned experiment and map. Yeah, I tried to be fancy there. That is the elevator control. Activate to end the map. Yes, I will. I thought it was a lot fancier than actually it was back then. Anyways, press this button and we're off to the next map. Mad Test Room 2. Now, for anyone who's seen the workshop post for this one, you might notice that the title has single player in it. Well, that's for a reason. I tried to make a co-op version of this map. It didn't really work, and I have no recollection of what I was doing that was wrong.
Hello, and again, welcome to the Aperture Science Enrichment Center.
Greetings. It's good to be welcomed back after all this time. Anyways, here's the next lobby. This is a little setup here for character dialogue, though it's not quite done right.
Let's go to space. Let's go to space.
Quick, what's the situation? Oh, hello, Angel. Guess I must have died and gone to heaven. Name's Rick. So you out having yourself a little adventure?
The Schrodinger's cat paradox outlines a situation in which a cat in a box must be considered, for all intents and purposes, simultaneously alive and dead. Schrodinger created this paradox as a justification for killing cats.
As it was once put, I've just glued these guys onto the rail instead of using their actual rail attachment mechanism. And over here is what's supposed to be the Animal King turret, but there's more to it than meets the eye. Also, I think I had intended this for this to be on the screen model adjacent to it, but I don't remember what happened there. This right here
Death trap!
is death. No, it's just an infinite fall station. That clunk noise you hear when you're landing from a great fall like that is real interesting. After it makes these long fall boots durable. Back over here. Here's a mirror, sort of. Actually a world portal, but never mind that. We can see our player model, which is Aperture's very own Bendy. No, not the Ink Demon. This fellow was Bendy before he was. When did the Perpetual Testing Initiative get released? 2012 or so? Maybe 2013? Regardless, I think that's before Bendy and the Ink Machine. Anyways, that's a little nifty thing. Here's the main central hall of this whole place. First point of interest, this button. What does it do, you ask? Part 5! Booby trap the random button. But actually no, these are just Gibbs. I was just messing around with a Gibbs shooter point entity, and it's a fun little thing. However, that's not all. More bombs!
So fiddlesticks. What?
Erasmus would be proud, or horrified. Anyways, we'll just leave that be for now. Also, for the longest time, I thought the error noise was from Wheatley, but it's actually Dr. Kleiner from Half-Life 2. Didn't know about that game yet, I guess. Also, by pure instinct, you can see that this door here is not solid. Pure accident. It also allows you to see, in early days sin of mine, encasing your map in a giant box to circumvent leaks. Now don't do that. It wrecks the optimization, as the map now has to calculate the exterior surfaces of all the rooms in your map. Also, by the way, these Gibbs can go through portals, but only haltingly. It's a little finicky, because you know you're not supposed to do this. Anyways, over here, this test room is more of a playground style map. So here's your run-of-the-mill gel room. Repulsion gel, propulsion gel, and water. Yes, they call them by their actual names. Though my mind always wanted to swap the names of the blue and orange gels. So also, there's this cube spawn over here that works in a non-conventional manner. You may notice how it emerges rather oddly when I press this button. It emerges rather oddly from this reassembly machine. Well, that's because, for some reason, I made it spawn cubes by forcing a client command to spawn them. I'm unsure why at this point. Also, this button over here will fizzle all cubes present in the room. If you have a lot in, it'll be very loud. Anyways, I'm not gonna demonstrate the gels. You should know how they work. If not, my playthrough of the main campaign later on will cover that. So head over here, and right here, here's the rocket turret from Portal 1 as the actual entity this time. Valve seemingly was going to include it in Portal 2, but never finished it. It has a model, but no animations, and it cannot kill you. Nothing. Can't do a thing. I don't have God mode on or anything, it just can't kill you by default, excuse the fact that it just missed me. You have to work extra to make it do so. Also, the sounds it makes aren't normally in Portal 2. I ported those over so I could hear it. And over here, this room is special, in that it showcases the third gel, fourth if you include the water, adhesion/reflection gel. This little custom texture I gave it because normally it's missing a texture. Okay, that's awkward. So, this cut gel was originally to let players walk on walls and ceilings, but was cut due to causing nausea and then re-implemented, but unused as a gel that reflects laser, a bit like mirror cubes do. So I will demonstrate here. If I get some on the wall, it's hard to do that without slopes. Can I get enough? Actually, what am I doing? Can I get some on the wall? There we go. To demonstrate. Voila. It's like magic. There are some maps in the workshop that demonstrate the usage of this gel. Some good, some bad. I probably couldn't make much of a good one, contrary to what one might believe with the history of this game. I'm actually terrible at making good test chambers. I can only wheelie by matching together bits of other chambers. So you know, I have made at least one chamber with reflection gel, but we won't see that until later. Anyways, that's enough of that. Here's your box standard light bridge and funnel room, complete with Atlas and Peabody lounging over here in this little random sitting area. Could be a restaurant, but the kitchen's closed. Here's some music coming from that radio. These buttons over here toggle all the bridges around the doorway. A bunch of options. So we've got bottom, vertical, or horizontal vertical. We've got one above the door. Hits the wall. And then one on the ceiling. It hits the floor, so you can do it at any angle. Just like that. And then these funnels up here, well, They just exist, I suppose. That one up top was supposed to move, but I didn't know my hammer well enough to actually implement it. Still, I left it up there as a message, and if you portal up here, you can find the apparatus that would have operated it. Just makes a spark though. And also, right by the doorway, this set of buttons magically connects the room to the gel room. So you want to mix the gels with some funnels and bridges, you can. Isn't that wizard? Huh? Anyways. Now, while we've been in this main hall, you may have noticed something that rather stuck out. This. It's a little secret. Now, I may or may not show every secret that exists in my maps during these videos, so if you ever want to experience the maps for yourself, they always be linked in the description. I have standards, you know. There's a starting room. Give it a poignant look. And over here, little secret turret opera with the wrong models and animations, because yes, also a command cube. I'll take it back with me. Now, there's another secret here, but sometimes it will make it. Sometimes time will make it reveal itself. Let's see, did it happen this time? No, well, maybe. Maybe you saw it earlier, but right here. Oh, I missed. You don't need to do this, by the way. I just want to do this for fun. Oh, I did. Oh, there we go. Let's toss it out of the way. Right, don't ask me how that works. But yeah, I could have made that panel a little bit better. Early days. Anyways, inside, through the door slamming in my face. Excuse me. Inside here is a little hallway. They've got a little back hall with some more rooms. Over here's a theater.
Just a quick update on the attack of the killer ants. Apparently they tried to commandeer the entirety of our nation's sugar reserves in Kentucky. Big firefight at Fort Sugar Knox. Edge of your seat stuff. Anyway, that's as far as I made it through the movie before I fell asleep. So, if anybody's seen Attack of the Killer Ants, don't spoil the ending or you're fired. By the way, chariot.
Don't spoil movies for your friends. Here's Cave, just trying to finish the movie even after its passing. So that's that. And back out here, it's door across the way. Seems locked, but actually, if I no-clip back here, is where the Animal King turret is. Just a regular turret.
Who's there? Put me down.
Can't pick him up at all.
Are you still there?
There's a normal turret in the closet. And over here, here's a storage room. It's just got some crates. Also, you can see my early habit of cut and pasting textures to make new signs. From here, just got some crates in here. And a companion cube. However, don't let your eyes fool you. This companion cube is actually fake. It's actually a prop physics. Shocking. Anyways, across from here is a room labeled Danger. But there doesn't appear to be any actual danger in here. I think I put a bomb in here, but it was non-functional. So, oh, wrong way. Up here in the authorized personnel door.
Hey, hold on. Whoa.
Whoops, sorry pal. Sorry, but I need to get in there.
Hey, hold on. Whoa. Oh, this is ridiculous.
Can't deposit oil in peace these days. Alright, I'll leave you be.
Hey, hold on. Whoa.
If I can get back out.
Hey, hold on. Whoa.
Anyways, across from here. Oh, that must be the line for the toilet. Understandable. Definitely has problems for depositing oil. Up here to this door that doesn't automatically shut. A little room for rest. all nice and cozy. Let's take a nap in the bed. This TV is pathetically small, though. Let's go for room service.
Yes. Something you need? Here, let me get that for you.
Yeah, perfect. And lastly out here, this is where the broken co-op version of the map would have spawned you. But alas, it was not to be. Anyways, that's it for this map, so let's head to the exit. Get out here with the command cube. And right here, much fancier than the last exit, at least kind of. Back here we got a big lift. Also, you have to stand precisely on the spot right here to activate it. I did that to prevent exploiting the map by pressing the button and jumping, trying to bail off the lift. So you know. However, that is not the end of the mad testing.
Thank you for completing the testing courses. If you enjoyed your experience, you may now re-enter the testing course of your choice.
There's going to be a third mad test room. It was to take place in an underground Act 4 themed area. But as you can see, it was never actually finished. Just a big empty room. Now, while I stand in this void... Geronimo! Let me recount on a very brief tale. While a mad test room was advertised as my first Hammer map, it was actually in my second map. My first ever map never saw the light of day, because I didn't know you couldn't put anything in the void. For the most part, it was just GLaDOS in the void. Anyways, moving on.
Did you know that people with guilty consciences are more easily startled by loud noises?
The train is late! So, for those of you who have been following my more recent map work, you may find this familiar. It is SP_train, and as you can see, it's a train.
Your business is appreciated.
You're welcome. Getting your ticket for this ride on this totally legit Aperture train. This right here, this is something I always like about this map, this little fan inside the Aperture logo. Little touches. Anyways, we could go inside the train right now, but let's take a look at the other side of the platform first. A lot of cubes here. Something I lament after having gotten used to the Half-Life 2 engine is that you can't throw held objects with your mouse buttons here. You just click, it doesn't do anything. You gotta drop it with E. Anyways. Looks like we're not the only passengers for this train. Got more people waiting to board it. We got Peabody jamming to some tunes. Atlas being uncomfortable about his benchmate. A Franken turret. And good old Radical Larry. We'll come back to you later. Head back into the train. And also, while we're heading back, I'm going to grab this mirror cube that I know is here, because we're going to need it later. Alongside the command cube. Gonna grab this mirror cube, and before heading this train, take a look at the nice, beautiful night sky. It's totally real, totally beautiful, isn't it? Anyways. Now, to recount on what I was talking about before, this map is actually a remake of the Excess Express from Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. It's a pretty poor remake, but that's what it is. This would be one of the passenger cars, but it's just a seating area. Through here is an actual passenger car with very simple rooms. They all look the same, so I'm not gonna go into every single one. So I can go up ahead here. Over here is a dining car, complete with a gift shop that sells only potato batteries. I also had this bogus computer model over here that I didn't notice was bogus until somebody else pointed it out to me. There's some keyboard. Got this cooking area here. Nice little cooking area. But it only has water and beans, and its only heating method is Chef Mike here. Assuming it's Chef Mike. And then we have the tables to eat at, chairs not included. Somebody spilled their coffee here. Got another passenger car here, the rooms are all still the same. And finally, the locomotive.
So, what am I, supposed to do here? No, wait.
Rest in pepperonis, defective turret. So, head of the train. Look at the very real track out there that this train will be passing through. Yeah, but why is this bomb here? Let's remove it.
You broke it, didn't you?
You have trapped yourself. Congratulations. The exit door is now open.
Well, that's unfortunate. It was all a ruse. A jape. I've been bamboozled. Yeah, but in all seriousness, the implication here is that this is supposed to be this is a train facade that Gladys built, but in actuality, it's just a long box that's just slightly jutting out of a wall into this open space here, depicted here in this less real looking but supposedly real space. Also, something here I should apologize for. In a lot of my older Portal 2 maps, I had a tendency of having loud alarm noises going off all the time. The reason for this is that I kept my Portal 2 volume down most of the time, so I actually had no idea they were so loud until other people told me. My volume's still set low though, so your ears won't get blown out in these videos. At least I hope it is. If the volume's not set right, I'll fix it after this video. Oh no, a totally real sky was actually a fake. My day is ruined and my disappointment is immeasurable. Alright, the moment's passed. On to the next map. Welcome, test subject. I am ALLOS. And so my true face has been revealed. But really, this is the first and probably only main public appearance of my Steam community namesake, ALLOS. He's basically my Portal OC, an AI built after Gladys. His story is too long and pointless to recall, but this is him, with a monitor face and claw arms. Now, if you played this map yourself back in the day, you might recall that I asked people to download a custom texture I made and post it on Mediafire or something, and mount it to their games themselves to see ALLOS' eye here properly, as I didn't know how to pack custom map content yet. Its glitched appearance now is a result of me changing the texture, having learned more about how to hammer since then. I haven't bothered to adjust the map file since, so this doesn't play correctly for anyone. Anyways, OCs aside, the rest of this room is just another general sort of playground thing. Got double-crossed funnels, which have varying results. This first one has them on opposing sides, and as such they flow in the same direction. And the other one has them in the same place, with varying polarities. It's mixed which way this one sends you. Here it's sending me up. And now it's sending me down. Not overly useful, but it looks cool though. It turns purple at the edges. Let's see. So anyway, got another command base cube spawn over here. It gives out companion cubes. and got an incinerator to burn them in. So. You will die if you fall in there. Got a crusher here, which doesn't actually work, which is also not rendering correctly because it's outside the map. In this box here, we are encased. This box we are in is encased inside a larger box, which, as I said, is something you shouldn't do. Also, this button over here will kill you if you press it with SV cheats on, as it fires an energy pellet command, and 90% of the time, the pellet will immediately reflect onto your face and destroy you. And over here, there's this pointless crusher device. I'll just summon another cube with my magical keybinds, and is here. Press the button, or the lever rather. You almost most certainly will not be unable to pull it back out. It's stuck. Except when you can. Okay, that went a lot easier than it usually does. And also over here, there's a button behind the spawn plate that will change the lighting and music to make the map seem much more dramatic. Anyways, that's enough for this first video. I think I'll cut it off here. In the next Portal 2 video, we'll be looking at another set of my custom maps. Perhaps in the next video it won't be Portal 2. That will be the subject of the next time we return here. My name is Anachronistic. Okay, there's me messing up my outro. My name is Anachronistic ALLOS, also known as Sketch Creations, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.